Hello and welcome to Bumble and Bumble Education. My name is Philip Wolf, and today we're going to be going over one of our most timeless and versatile looks, great on medium to long hair, the razor long layer. I'm going to be going over step by step from the sectioning, the cutting, as well as the styling and finish. Also, I got something extra special for you. I'm going to be wearing a POV camera around my neck. This way you all can step into my shoes and experience what I'm seeing and doing. Here we go. So before we get started with sectioning, I'm going to wet her hair down using the Bumble primer here. This is going to help detangle, and obviously the hair is more controlled when it's damp and better for the razor. Now that the hair is primed, we're going to go in with a center profile section. So we're going to go right down the middle. And then we're going to just ride front to back using the high point. If you're not sure where that is, you can use your comb here. There it is right there. So it's very important to keep your sections as strong as possible, very neat. This is definitely going to help you stay focused on your haircut, to follow your guidelines much easier. And this way you don't get lost as you're going along with it. We're going to start with a 1-inch profile section right down the middle here. And then the other side. And then you can clip your other sections aside if you feel it controls it better for you. Just like that. Then we're going to start with the layering. With the hair straight up, we're going to be using fluid strokes, cutting the hair shorter to longer. So from here, we're going to take our beach ball sections here. We're going to take this whole section from this side, elevate it up to the middle. Here we go, and then we're gonna, from the bottom, take all that. Here we go, and there'll only be a little bit more to cut, but we'll cut it there. All right, so from here, I'm gonna take my next section, the whole right side quadrant here, and elevate this up here. And you can see the guide is right there. And here we go. And then take the rest of that hair and right into that middle guide. There may or may not be a lot left. There is a little. You can see it right here. There we go, just those little bits. So there's our first section here. So we're gonna split this in half here. And I'm gonna start the starting point kind of between the corner of the lip and the chin there. So I'll have it there, elevate it up. And here, hair before hair. All right, we're taking our next section here, and you can see we're just gonna connect in this with this. So here at Bumble and Bumble, we don't look at the razor just as a tool. It is something that is a freedom of expression. Each haircut's gonna be totally unique to itself, and that's actually the beauty of this. And you can see how this is taking shape already. Right there, look at that, ultra soft, frames that face, and really hugs and shows much more the features of the face there. So now, we're gonna take a next section here. So face framing, it really helps open up features of one's face. So for here, you can see she has really good cheekbones here. So that's why I chose a length kind of closer to the edge of the lip here, because as this styles, it pops up and it really opens up, shows off the cheek, the bottom of the cheekbones, as well as the jawline. It's just a really beautiful look. So now we're gonna go to this side here. And again, make sure to take your first subsection about 1 inch back or so, through the recession and to the top of the ear. And from here, if you like, you can just take a very small portion of the original, and now you have a guide to follow on this side. Elevating slightly, hair before hair, of course, and take the second portion here. Very nice. Then the next section here. So now that we have our layers in there, the face frame, now we're just gonna go through the perimeter and give it a nice length. And as I go through here, see, you can clearly see some of that needs a little love. So we're gonna do exactly that. So I'm gonna use that high point of the head again and just divide front and back. So here, cutting the length, I can see what's below my fingers is needed to get rid of, and up top here is a little bit healthier. So I'm gonna go in here, cut center out, and there we have it, boom. And then again on the other side, center out. Okay, once the outer shape is done, you want to just play with the hair a little bit, run through it, take a step back, take a wider look at things, look at the length, look at the layering, just play with it a bit, move it about, see if there's any heavy sides or anything you need to adjust and detail. So you'd go through, look at the back as well, see how those layers are really just bouncing. Yeah, so from here, especially with face frames, when you put in a new shape, they tend to be great, but sometimes they just need a little bit of extra airiness. If that's what you're looking for, then you want to go in and add a little bit more detail there. So that's what we'll do. So to make things feel a little bit more airy, we're going to go in with the razor and remove some weight. So from here, I'm going to elevate the hair up and just lightly take out some weight here. Very lightly like that. Same through here. So specifically looking through here, maybe the last third to half, and just taking out as needed. How far in you go towards the scalp is your discretion, depending on the texture and how much of that separation you're trying to bring out. Also the texture of the hair. If it tends to be a little wavier, that's great. So as you can see here, it's just a little bit more separated, more airy. You can actually see into it. Even though it's a similar color, you can see the depth now. So with long layers, if you're looking for some extra oomph in the volume here, then you can easily go through like this, kind of take your similar sectioning. Maybe I'll split that one in half. There we go. Just taking some of this out here. So the beauty about the razor is it's a very fluid tool. It really just gives a very individual look to everything. So no two are actually alike. Very individualized each cut that you do. All right, so before we start blow drying, I'm gonna prep the hair with the roots using some of the thickening spray here. So I'm just gonna spray it right at the roots. This is gonna help give that initial volume right at the root there so that we have some body. Anywhere where you feel like you definitely wanna see some lift, you wanna use this thickening spray. And then I'm actually gonna run through the ends of the hair some of the BB styling oil. A little goes a long way, so I'm just gonna use like one good pump there. Mix on the hands here, run it from underneath here and rake through to the ends. So we're actually gonna use no brush at all with this blow dry. We're gonna use all hands and high powered on the blow dryer. All right, so I'm gonna start with the blow dryer, and I'm actually gonna go in first and go in and get those roots going first. So using my hands and kind of almost stretching it out so I get a nice lift at the roots there. And then we'll go in and start drying the ends. I'm actually gonna add a little extra movement by twisting a section or two, and that kind of adds that texture to it. See, we're not trying to take away that texture, we want to celebrate it. Here we go. So as you can see here, as I'm drying and twisting my sections here, this really helps show off texture. You know, we're not trying to tame texture here. We really want to celebrate it. You see that? The more separated and messy it looks, the better. And then when we're done drying, we're actually going to go through with the dry spun texture spray, and that'll really bring out all the separation. You know what's cool is as you're drying it, the ends, it gets shiny. So from here, I'm just gonna add a little bit of the dry spun texture spray. So cold air mixed with the texture spray really whips out all those ends. And there we have it, the BB Razor Long Layer. Here it is in its finished form, separation, strong layers in the crown, open face frame, freedom, a bit of messiness and rock and roll. It's all about that texture, timeless and versatile. Thanks so much for tuning in to Bumble and Bumble Education. My name is Philip Wolf, House of Bumble Collective. And for more of this, make sure to follow @BumblePro. And until then, we'll see you soon in the classroom, in the salon, or backstage.